Hey, hello, hello, hello. It is your girl, Miss J, checking in from the RVA. Y'all, I have something I want to talk about. So I came across this quote today, and it is so in line with what I wanted to talk about. I posted the other day asking a question. Who are you introducing to the world? And the quote I came upon said, you have to be careful with what you do with the light shined on you. So, the question I was talking about is in today's world, social media has changed the game. We no longer control, or we no longer always have control over our first impressions. So, we have to be more careful with how we show up. We have to be more careful with what we put out in the universe as far as our image and our brands. You think you don't have a brand? Everyone has a brand. But the question is, what does your brand say about you? And I wanted to talk about it because I am just assuming that a lot of times we are not thinking before we act. We have to be more mindful with what we put on these platforms. We have to be more mindful with how we show up and act out in public because you never know who is capturing that act. You never know who's watching. You never know where it is going to end up. For instance, let's say you went for a job interview, or you were doing a meet with someone that you were considering joining partnership with, or you were reaching out to someone because you wanted them to mentor you. Let's say there's just an opportunity on the table, and a piece of that opportunity depends upon what you got out there. Let's look at your social media and see what's out there. Will the image that you are putting out there disqualify you? Think about it. Way back when, back in the day, way before social media, we had time to prepare for how we were going to dress, how we were going to do our hair, our makeup, what clothes we were going to wear. We had time to prepare for whether we're going to show up casual or this is an opportunity and an occasion where we need to dress to impress. We don't always have that opportunity now with social media. So we now have to be more mindful. So my question goes back to those arenas, those meetings, those platforms. If you were sitting down for that interview and a part of the interview was, okay, let's take a look and see what does social media look like for you? I'm talking about, y'all, sometimes we're showing up, and I'm talking about not just ladies, but men too. We're showing up practically naked. A lot of times we're just showing all the curves, the camel toe, the cleavage, like all of that matters. What about those bad hair days when you just walk out because you just run into the corner store? Nobody's gonna see you. You never know who you may meet when you step out that door. What about the foul language? I had to ask some of my male friends, like, is it attractive when you see a lady that's cussing and just like putting it down like the guys do when they're having the guy talk? Like, is it attractive for you to see ladies acting like that and speaking like that? Is that a turn on for you all? I had to ask the question because I that's a no for me. But maybe it was a turn on that I wasn't aware about. So I had to ask some gentlemen their perspective. From a male's perspective, is that attractive? Like, why? I'm trying to understand why we as sisters would even have our mouths to that level. So again, I ask, if that is the image that you're putting out there, would that embarrass you if that came up on one of your scrolls, one of your feeds, and you were sitting in an interview with a prospective employer? Would it embarrass you if you were having a business meeting looking to do partnership and your potential partner goes to your page and goes down your feed and that is what they see? What about us twerking all over the world? I'm not saying don't do these things. What I am saying though, there is a time and a place for everything. And because we know that we are living in different times, we no longer always have control over what is captured. So with that in mind, I need for you to be more mindful. I need for you to make sure that you are hitting the share button, because our babies need to know that sometimes what you do today could potentially disqualify you for something you want tomorrow. It could be an embarrassment to you or an embarrassment to those that you love. How you show up can impact a decision years from now, months from now. That big opportunity that you are so excited about getting, will your image disqualify you? So if you have been one that's been out there just freely expressing yourself, because we have the right to express ourselves as we want to. Yes, you do. But you can do it with class. If you go to that fast food restaurant and they mess up your order, are you going to cuss them out, or are you going to address the matter professionally? If you go to a hotel and they get your reservation wrong, or at the airport and they got your reservation wrong, or they, gave you the wrong bag, there is a way to handle it that does not devalue you as a person, that does not disrespect and embarrass you as a person. There are ways to handle everything. There are ways to address it without degrading yourself. And just because someone else is out there acting out like such does not mean you match that. You are responsible for how you respond, how you react. You are responsible. So you have to be that bigger person. You have to be that person that cares about who they are. That person that is only going to show up the right way. And you know what the right way is. You're going to be that person that shows up with class, that person that shows up with integrity, that person that shows up with couth. You're going to be that person, because you don't want your image to disqualify you for whatever it is. And again, it could be a job that you're looking for. It could be a partnership, a business connection, or an opportunity. It could be a recognition, an award. You don't want your image to disqualify you. So again, who are you introducing to the world? Are you proud of that person that you're introducing? Will your mother be proud of that person that you're introducing? Will your children be proud of that person that you are introducing? And for our children, will your mother, will your ancestors, whomever it is that's important to you, are they going to be proud of the image that you present? Sometimes you don't control that first impression. Most of the time in today's world, you don't control that first impression. We can't always take back what we put out. You never know who's going to capture. You never know what's going to capture, how it's going to get captured, where it's going to end. So keep that in mind when you show up, and make sure that who you introduce to the world is who you want the world to know. Your girl, Miss J from the RVA. Talk to you soon. Love you guys.